Thank you for taking time to listen to the J.B. Hunt driver story. We feel it's the best news in the industry, and we're sure you'll agree by the end of this program. Sometimes it seems the only difference between companies is the telephone number. But if you're an experienced driver looking for a company that cares about your future, you'll enjoy what J.B. Hunt has to offer.
Let's start by listing some questions you might ask if you're looking for a truck company with a future. Does the company offer a pay scale as lucrative as J.B. Hunt's? And what about benefits? Are they as comprehensive as what J.B. Hunt has to offer? Does the company give you the flexibility and variety of driving positions that J.B. Hunt does? And what about mileage? Can they back up their pay scale with the above-average miles you get at J.B. Hunt? In these difficult economic times, are you driving for a company that's as financially secure as J.B. Hunt? Do they still take the time to listen to your needs and concerns as if you were one of the family? Do they try to initiate programs to make your life easier and more comfortable on and off the road?
For instance, does your company have a permanently assigned equipment program? Or do they offer driver recognition like J.B. Hunt does with our Gold Driver program? After you compare J.B. Hunt with all the others, we think you'll agree that it pays to get behind the wheel of a J.B. Hunt truck and start making the money you want. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We want to give you all the facts about us so you can answer all these questions for yourself. We want you to know everything you need to know about our operation before you make a decision to come on board. And then we'll want to know all about you, too. But for now, sit back, relax, and let us tell you a little bit about the way we like to do business at J.B. Hunt, the way we like to put our drivers first. We think when all is said and done, you'll agree J.B. Hunt has no competition when it comes to choosing a professional driving career.
We have a very special guest with us, the founder of our company, the chairman of the company, and my father, J.B. Hunt.
Thank you, son.
What I want to do is talk about next year. And I know that next year is going to be better than this year because every time I see you, it's always going to be better tomorrow.
That's right.
Start with the drivers.
The shipper and the receiver expects way too much out of the driver because we are hiring drivers to drive and not be lumpers. When I was driving a truck, there's 2 or 3 things happen. They treat you like you're a dog normally. The second thing is they want you to do everything. I used to store door freight, and they'd want me to put it up in the shelf and wait to see if it was going to sell before they signed the ticket. Now, that's how bad it was. This job we've got, it's time for it to be a professional, good driver where a guy can make plenty of money to support his family and get him home about 3 times as much as we're getting.
Even though we have trucks sitting, we made as much money this year as we did last year. And how we did that was with the quality driver. I think one of the problems we have is we've got a highly professional driving force. Unfortunately, we're 2 out of 20 drivers on that dock every day. And whenever we start talking to our customers about this professional driving job, he's not seeing it from the other carriers.
There's a day to clean up and do things, and like you said, told the board, we're going to hire professional drivers, we're going to keep the accident rate down, and we're going to make money with the driver we got.
We've got drivers coming. They're top quality drivers. We haven't changed our philosophy of hiring quality instead of quantity of drivers. Everybody says, well, you must have a hiring problem. Well, we can't lose sight that we did hire 6,000 people this year. What we've got to do is start hanging on to them.
Well, I think we're going to be more mature, the kind of guy that we do hire, that he's a higher class guy, and maybe educate him before he even starts driving. This is not a bed of roses. Tell him the truth about it. And I'm betting on you.
Excellent. Okay? Well, it was good to have you here today. I feel better.
It's got to get better. That's all there are to it.
Hi, drivers. This is Clifton Harris, along with my friend Don Reed. And for the next few minutes, we'll be joining your ride to tell you a little bit about what J.B. Hunt has to offer you as a prospective driver. As an experienced driver, you'll be among good company. J.B. Hunt has over 200 million-mile drivers.
But before we start, we'd like to thank you for your interest in our company. We appreciate your time and effort in investigating what we have to offer experienced drivers. And we feel confident that we'll leave you with a good feeling about our company and stimulate your interest in becoming a part of the J.B. Hunt family.
We want you to know that at J.B. Hunt, our drivers come first. One reason is that J.B. himself drove a truck for over 20 years and is no stranger to the wear and tear of the road. So naturally, he built a company that's sensitive to the needs of its drivers. We know from experience what it's like to be behind the wheel of that cab. And that's why we're constantly looking for ways to make the driver's life a little easier, hopefully a lot easier when all is said and done.
Take, for example, this past year. We added new benefits, including the permanently assigned equipment programs. We purchased the Eagle accessorized interior package on our new Navistar International tractors. And we added a driver comfort seat for proper lumbar support on those long hauls. Our trucks feature a 330 Cummins engine and 9-speed Fuller transmissions in the dry van and flatbed divisions. Not to mention that the average age of our fleet is 2 years or less. And now, Clifton, why don't you fill us in on the new J.B. Hunt Gold Driver program everyone's talking about?
Well, Don, last year we decided to implement our Gold Driver program as an incentive for all our drivers to drive for the gold. Our Gold drivers are outstanding professionals who drive high miles safely, show extraordinary commitment and spirit, and serve as an example to other J.B. Hunt drivers. We believe that each and every one of our drivers is up to the challenge. All drivers who meet the criteria are eligible for Gold driver status after 1 year of employment with J.B. Hunt. And believe me, it's worth the extra push it'll take to get there. Don, tell those future Gold drivers what's in store for them.
First off, how about a guaranteed permanently assigned tractor to make your own home away from home, complete with our own Gold Driver insignia on your tractor door along with your name, just to let the competition know exactly whom they're dealing with. Then there's performance, referral, due home, and detention pay benefits just for you. We also give our Gold drivers special career considerations, opening up more opportunities to you as you plan your life with the J.B. Hunt team. You'll have company-wide recognition. And we throw in a J.B. Hunt Gold driver hat, so there'll be no cases of mistaken identity. There's much, much more in store for our Gold drivers as well. Here's more from the horse's mouth.
It's one of the better programs for the company because you get first pick of loads on a yard. If you happen to have any troubles with your tractor, you can pull in any terminal and go right to the front of the line. You get a new truck. You can take up to 7 days off without giving up your truck, which is a real benefit because most everybody else gets 48 hours. That's just not enough time for me. I like 3 or 4 days, and I can go home and leave all my stuff in the truck and just grab a bag of laundry, go on home and take my time off and come back, and my truck's still there. I jump in it, grab me a trailer, and I'm on my way again.
Many of the changes we've made have come as a result of asking our drivers their opinion. By surveying the people that actually do the driving, we've been better able to serve our driving force and implement those changes and programs geared specifically at making their jobs behind the wheel easier, less stressful, and more rewarding. One way of improving the driver's job is in the selection of our customers. Thanks to our size, we are able to solicit accounts who themselves are professionals and who treat our drivers with reciprocal respect. People who know the golden rules, so to speak. A little respect goes a long way, in the short term and for the long haul. Many companies can claim they do the same for their drivers, but few accomplish it. At J.B. Hunt, we believe our drivers are the most important part of our team and should have a say in how we get the job done, both on and off the road. You have a voice, and we want you to use it. And believe me, you will be heard, and your opinion counts.
Mr. Hunt does know trucks. He's not just sitting up in that office, he's out on the road himself. If you've got any problem, I don't care if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, there's some management there you can talk to. If all else fails, after you've done everything else, Brian Hunt, J.B. Hunt, will tell you right up front, call me. The terminal manager and my fleet manager and even Mr. and Mrs. Hunt and Brian, Steve Bevilacqua, they will listen to you if you've got a problem. Or if they've got a problem, they value the driver's opinion. And I've never worked for another company where the driver's opinion amounted to a hoot. But in this company, you can state your opinion.
We at JB Hunt realize that the success of our drivers is crucial to the success of our company. We hope we can be a part of your success as a driver, because, like they say, companies don't succeed, people do.
Well, Don, why don't we put our money where our mouth is and tell our prospective JB Hunt drivers what we've got to offer?
Sounds good to me.
Drivers, you can start out at 28 cents a mile and get raises regularly up to 33 cents per mile. And we don't promise you that kind of rate without having the miles to back it up. Your bottom line is our bottom line. And we want you out there on that road, racking up those miles for the company and for you.
I started out at 20 cents a mile, which everybody told me, when you get up in pay that the miles will drop off, and it just hasn't happened. I'm up at 29 cents now, and I get anywhere in between 25 and 35 a week. I've had no problem with pay with JB Hunt. Before I went to work for JB Hunt, I really didn't have anything. I made $800 a month, and everybody knows that doesn't go very far. Owning a home and a new car was a pipe dream for me before I went to work for him, and now I own a $80,000 home, probably half paid for. I got a brand new Silverado in the garage that's paid for, and the money's good.
Now, we do pay for your experience, and we even have a JB Hunt driver bonus pay plan, and here's how it works. If you're a first-seat driver with at least 1 year of verifiable experience within the last 3 years, we pay 24 cents a mile. If you've got 2 years or more under your belt, it jumps to 26 cents per mile. And 3 years or more experience earns you 28 cents a mile. And there's lots of ways to make extra cash. We want to reward you for your hard work, so we offer layover pay, $50 per weekday after 24 hours. JB Hunt has an aggressive program to eliminate driver loads and unloads. JB Hunt is currently at a 5% driver unload rate. We've successfully reduced unloading in most areas, but if you're in a remote area where lumper service is not available, or if you want the extra cash and you load or unload yourself, that's an extra $1.25 per 1,000 pounds or $45 minimum. We offer shuttle pay at an average of $10 per hour and $15 extra per drop pay. And we've got performance bonuses as well. The more safe miles you drive, the more we'll reward you for being the best of the best.
And don't think you have to be stuck in the same driving job year after year. JB Hunt offers its drivers a variety of driving opportunities. Choose between dry vans or flatbeds, local or regional runs, or how about dedicated division, which is expanding all over the U.S. Dedicated drivers get home more and deal with the same customers on a regular basis. We also have a special commodities division, so pick your own poison, or should I say passion.
Hello, it's Mike Bradley, Vice President and General Manager of the Flatbed Division. I would like to kind of update you real quick on where we are as a division within the corporation. We have close to 700 tractors that are flatbed. That makes us the second largest flatbed carrier in the United States that is company owned. I want to let you know kind of where we're heading as a division. We're purchasing all side kit trailers primarily to satisfy the drivers and to make their job easier. The intent is to be able to have a driver pull up to a customer, roll back his tarp, load the product, secure the product, and roll the tarp back, and never have to handle the large lumber tarps. Now, we do have lumber tarps that we carry within our company, but we're trying to push as hard as we can to attract more customers that are side kit oriented. It's usually quicker loading and quicker unloading and easier on the driver. As far as future opportunities, we have opportunities that we're looking at dedicated runs, some regional runs. We're trying to use more drayage companies where the driver just has to drop and hook. And we're trying to continually provide new equipment. The majority of our equipment are 1993s, 4s, and 5s. We have all Eagle interior equipment on a 9200 Navistar, which is a conventional tractor with air ride trailers and tractors. I think there's great opportunities within this corporation and in this division, and I would love the opportunity to talk to you as a first seat driver. Thank you very much.
We get our drivers home on the day they request about 95% of the time, and that's a heck of a record, as you well know. And as we mentioned before, for qualifying drivers, we do have permanently assigned equipment, so you can keep the same truck run after run after run, which is about as close as you can get to your own house on wheels while you're cruising down the highway.
We also want you to feel good about yourself and your company while you're on the road. That's why we keep our equipment in top-notch shape, inside and out, and why we like for you to do the same with your appearance. J.B. Hunt does have an established uniform policy and dress code. The basic dress is our khaki shirt, worn clean and tucked in with dark brown slacks or nice jeans. The uniform is required at all shippers and receivers docks and in the terminals from 7 to 7, Monday through Friday and weekends. J.B. Hunt has arranged a special purchase of uniforms, so they're available to you at tremendous savings, complete with patches. They look great and they're cost-effective.
The whole key to the dress code is just good common sense. Be neat.
We pride ourselves on operating like a family, so we pay you each and every Thursday on the honor system based on miles earned from the previous week. You'll be paid by a money transfer system check for all miles loaded and empty as dictated by the Rand McNally MileMaker Guide. At the time of your initial dispatch as a first-seat driver, you'll be advanced a one-time amount of $150 to tide you over and operate the truck until your first payday.
As a gold driver, I have the opportunity to step into another job. I can be a dispatcher. You could work your way into operations manager and terminal manager or whatever part you want. With all the jobs there, I mean, if you're fit to work in advertising, they can get you out of a truck and into advertising or whatever you want to do. There's so many different job opportunities with J.B. Hunt, and once you get your foot in the door, then you can find where you're comfortable and stay there. I mean, if you can't find a place where you're comfortable here, then you just can't find a place where you're comfortable working.
Speaking of being on the road, what if a spouse wants to come along for the ride?
Not a problem, Don. J.B. Hunt has a passenger program designed for spouses and blood relatives. All it takes is a marriage license and ID for your spouse to hop on board, providing they're in good health and it's been okayed by corporate safety. You can also take your children, who are 16 or over, year-round, and if they're at least 12, they can be a passenger when school is out. With J.B. Hunt, you can be proud you're a member of the best team on the road today. Safety, efficiency, and courtesy are what make J.B. Hunt drivers the cream of the crop. And though it's no easy task, we think you are up to the challenge.
If you're ready to meet that challenge and need an application and some more info, just call 1-800-2-JB Hunt. And one of our driver recruiters will be more than happy to help you fill out an application. If you already have an application and need help filling in the blanks, we'll get to it on side 2 of this tape.
J.B. Hunt took a heck of a chance on me when I first started here. I was having some problems, and I was told, look, we know about this problem. If you think you got it licked, come on and join us. But if you mess up, we're going to get rid of you. No problem. It'll be 11 years ago in October. So I've been very fortunate. I've drove for several companies, and I've never drove for one like this.
We want you to make the best decision for your career and your future. And we think that the offer we make our drivers is as good as any you will find. And we hope you think so too. Great pay, great benefits, excellent runs, a variety of driving opportunities, and the chance to work with the best of the best and make a difference in our industry and for our customers. We think that's what driving a truck should be all about. And that is what it's all about at J.B. Hunt. We're looking for the best and the brightest to be a part of our future, paving the way for the trucking industry for many years to come. We can't do it without professional drivers, so won't you join us? Just call 1-800-2-JB Hunt. The best job behind the wheel and the ride of a lifetime are just a phone call away. We're back with part 2 of our program. And for all you die-hard information junkies out there, we've got the answers. We'll fill you in on just exactly what we expect from you as a member of the J.B. Hunt team. Then we'll tell you how to fill out those sometimes painful application forms painlessly. And for those of you who haven't begun your driving career, we'll tell you where to start if you want to be on our team at the end of your training. So off we go. Over to you, Don.
Might as well begin at the beginning. On side 1 of our program, we filled you in on all the great things we have to offer you as a J.B. Hunt driver. We want you to know just how important you are to us and how much we appreciate the job you do on the road each and every day. As a team, we can build the best possible future for all of us. Now, many of you ask, what exactly does it take to be the best? Well, it takes many things other than just your day-to-day duties on the job. But those responsibilities and skills are a good place to start. So bear with us while we run down the list for you.
It almost goes without saying that J.B. Hunt requires all drivers to have experience and training in the operation of a commercial combination Class A vehicle with satisfactory, verifiable job performance delivering interstate freight.
With that said, let's take a look at the J.B. Hunt application process itself. Now, please hang in there with us while we go through all the details of filling out your application properly. Because even though it may seem self-explanatory, it's better to be safe than sorry when you're talking about your job and career future. Properly completed applications will get first consideration. Applications that are not fully complete or that contain inaccurate information will be rejected during investigation at J.B. Hunt's corporate headquarters in Lowell, Arkansas. Now, assuming all goes well and your application is approved and verified, you'll be contacted to schedule your pre-employment interview and road test. Hiring at J.B. Hunt is competitive, but if you're up to the challenge, there's no better place to be for a great driving career. And if you are selected, you'll be placed in an orientation program and statused as your prior experience and level of expertise dictates.
Drum roll, please. Here we go. Write clearly so we can read it if you're going to the trouble to fill out all those blanks. And I repeat, do not type your answers. Fill in each and every blank except those marked for office personnel only. And if a certain question doesn't apply to you, still make sure to mark the blank with an NA for not applicable. Remember, do not leave any questions blank.
In the section entitled License, list all licenses. And where it says traffic convictions and forfeitures and accidents, be sure to list all tickets and forfeitures and accidents for the last 5, count them 5 years. If none, write none here, not N-A. List all your previous accidents, whether or not you were at fault, and regardless of the severity or motor vehicle type. If none, write none here, not N-A. This is no time to hide things under the rug, folks, because we do check your motor vehicle report for the past 3 to 5 years. So do this right and be accurate with your info. There'll be no brownie points for fudging on this one.
Hey, that's a good one. Brownie points, fudge. All kidding aside, drivers, it'll be no fun for you if the information on your application is incorrect or incomplete. So please be thorough and upfront about your past experience. It'll make the application process much easier for you. It's very, very, very important that your employment record section on the application be fully and correctly completed as well. You must list all employers, schools, military service, and all periods of self-employment and unemployment for the past 5 full years. And please list all your commercial driving experience for the past 10 years. Go way back there in that memory of yours. Spend as much time as you need researching and completing this section, because anything you might leave out by accident could disqualify you. And there's no need for that if you take your time and put some thought into it on the front end. And hey, don't forget to sign and date the thing either. All applications must be signed and dated by the applicant. And that means you.
Okay, back to the grindstone. If you enclose documents, such as your DD-214 and tax records, be sure to just send us good quality copies and not your originals, because we can't be responsible for the original documents. If you want to speed up your application, be sure to include copies of the following documents: your motor vehicle report or driving record, your accident report if you've had accidents in the last 3 years. If you've had military experience, then send a copy of your DD-214. Send all your school certificates or transcripts from the past 3 years, if any. Any verification of employment or unemployment, pay records and or professional references. Professional references or tax records that could verify your self-employment if that's your history. Professional references can include previous employers, doctors, your attorney, minister, or judge, etc. Also, send any W-2 forms you have if you were employed by a company in the last 3 years that's gone out of business. And for you team applicants out there, send a copy of your marriage certificate if your spouse is applying, or a copy of a birth certificate if the co-applicant is a member of your immediate family.
I'm starting to feel like the heavy here, Don. But drivers, you must meet the following minimum hiring requirements in order to apply. You must have good references from previous employers and be at least 21 years old. You cannot have had any DWI, reckless driving, or careless driving convictions within the past 3 years. Nor can you have had more than 3 moving violations in the past 3 years. Also, no major preventable accidents within the past 3 years.
What a relief. Lucky I got all my bad driving out of the way 3 years and 2 months ago.
Hush, Don. This is serious stuff here. All applicants must supply a Social Security card or birth certificate and state driver's license. And not to repeat myself, but experienced driver means you have verifiable over-the-road tractor-trailer driving experience as a lead driver.
Piece of cake. Not to worry. No problem. Now, if I could just find that black ink pen, I'd be ready to rock on this application.
Listen, we all know about hiring great people. Hiring great drivers has enabled J.B. Hunt to become the nation's leading trucking company. So why would we change our formula?
We hope you've enjoyed this quick look at our company and what we have to offer you if you decide to join the ranks of the most successful and fastest growing irregular route carrier in the 48 states and Canada combined. We need great drivers at the wheel because we're growing and changing so fast we can barely keep up with ourselves. And we'd love for you to take part in our future success stories.
So if you need any questions answered, or if you just need an application sent to you, be sure to call 1-800-2JB-HUNT. And if you already have a CDL and are looking for a change, please call 1-800-368-8538 and get an application sent out to you pronto. If you've sent us an application and need to check on the status or go over any application questions you may have, call us at 1-800-233-5706.
We're so glad you're considering us in your career plans. We hope to hear from you real soon. And we hope to see you behind the J.B. Hunt wheel in the very near future.
And best of luck, both on and off the road.
Drive safely. And remember, J.B. Hunt.
We're in the trucking business. Now, trucking requires truck drivers. Let's design and structure a company that makes the truck driver happy. And that's what we've been doing, and that's what we're going to get real focused on, is making the truck driver happy. I've heard a lot of drivers say that 1993 and so far this year was the year of the driver. It's not a year of the driver. This is an evolution that this company is going through. We've just begun.